you know him. But from Tales from the Film Set, we have Davion Bussey and also Mr. Ryan O'Regan. And we are going to be talking, or they're going to be talking, WrestleMania 39.
Woo!
Yes, this is something a little bit outside of my jurisdiction. So, given the circumstance in this particular case, these fine gentlemen are going to be rolling with that. When they get done with the conversation, whenever that's going to be, we'll pop on. We'll talk a little Major League Baseball, maybe a little NCAA finals. But as somebody whose wrestling knowledge usually comes down to what he remembers from the 80s or that one bit of trivia that makes him not sound like an idiot but burns out on every, it's like, hey, did you know The Rock used to play CFL football? And then he's done for the rest of the night. I am going to be useless in this conversation. So, in this particular case, I'm going to let these guys run. I'm going to be in the background taking comments, taking thoughts. And then with that, gentlemen, you have 80 plus thousand people in attendance on this, and arguably one of the best rated, and depending on the perspective, best WrestleManias of all time. Gentlemen, it's all yours.
I wouldn't say it was the best of all time, but
Exactly.
it was definitely one of the better ones for the most part.
Well,
I
think we need to lay a couple of ground rules here, especially since I know wrestling isn't exactly the topic of conversation a lot here on the Sports Den. First and foremost, yes, folks, we know it is planned. We know it is scripted. That does not negate the fact that these guys are still professional athletes doing what they do, putting their bodies on the line. They just have a little bit more, shall we say, flair to go along with things. And the simple fact is, this is now a whole different WrestleMania than you might have been used to back in like the 80s and the 90s and even the early 2000s, even the 2010s, to be honest. Simply because this is a 2-night event, which means it's a lot. It is super a lot. So basically, to go ahead and like break it down, either by the best matches, worst matches, I would definitely say Saturday night better than Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's kind of a shame, because considering there was more people at the event on Sunday than there was Saturday. Mostly because of this match that you're seeing right here. The undisputed champion, Roman Reigns, man who's held both major championships for roughly a year, up against the man who WWE forgot, co-creator of AEW Wrestling, possibly its biggest competitor in years, who decided to take a shot and go back to WWE to claim the championship that not only he never grabbed, but his father, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, never grabbed. Cody Rhodes. And I know I can't curse, but F you, Solo Sikoa. All right? That's all. Unless you want me to keep going and get heated, you guys talk.
It was good for the vast majority of the show. Absolutely. Sorry, my screen just kind of flashed out there. But yeah, most of the matches were really good. Like normally, like for like the past few years, most WrestleManias have been hit or miss, and depending on the match, where like about half of them end up being like, I guess using a star scale of 5 stars being the best, most of them ended up being like 2 stars, maybe 2.5, with like the occasional 4-star match, 4 or 5-star match that's spattered out in between. This one felt like the opposite, where most of the matches were really good and the crappier ones end up being either the opener matches or just like a random one in the middle of it. Like Saturday's show was probably one of the best WrestleMania days that I've seen in a very long time, in terms of both execution of the matches and of course storyline results, like how they advanced the story, how they concluded stories. And they did a very, very good job on night 1. And then there was night 2, where while the matches were still, for the most part, great quality, it ended up feeling like a fart at the end. It's like it's like you're building up, you have a storyline that's coming in, and basically been executed for like the past 3-4 months at the very least, and then some if you're given like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens and those aspects, where of course in the previous pay-per-view you had it really built up for Sami Zayn to take the title off of Roman Reigns, and of course ended up being that was it was basically a fart of an ending on that one, but you could justify it. It's like, okay, you have him lose and you have Cody Rhodes coming in, gonna be basically the all-American hero, finally knocking him off his perch, etc. And so it's like, okay, fine, you don't have Sami Zayn winning in Montreal, okay, which means that you're probably building up for WrestleMania. It's basically the culmination of this year plus worth of storylines. Send the people home happy, etc., blah blah blah. And then night one, you had that, and people were lauding it. They were excited. They were into it. They saw the Sami Zayn Kevin Owens versus the Usos as the main event, and you had your result of being all right. This is great. It basically concluded, or it was a moment. It was a very huge moment. People were going into it thinking, like, okay, now is it just going to be more of the same old crap, or are we going to see something that's going to make everyone happy? That's going to be a payoff, as it were. Like a payoff is probably the best term. And you got that on night one. People were diving. People were exuberant. Like, the social media feeds afterwards were insane because people were so happy about it. And then night two came along, and like I said, while the matches were mostly really good, the main event coming in had basically Cody Rhodes going against Roman Reigns. You had like your referee bumps, you had your interferences by the Bloodline on the outside, which to be expected. And it's like, okay, following along with it, you're getting hyped, you're going into it, you're waiting for the payoff. And then you had the one guy getting tossed out by the ref because they saw him cheat. Okay, good. That's
3 times.
Yeah, 3 times. And he finally heard one, even though the referee was pretty much just like the entire time, and was fine. And he finally did his usual, get out of here. And that created such a pop, such a crowd reaction that was like, okay, this is what we've been waiting for. Okay, we finally have an even footing. Then the Usos from last night come in to interfere. Fine. Then you get that countered by Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. That created an amazing pop. That created another great fan reaction. And it's like, okay, here we go. The crowd's getting into it. And then it's like, okay, you had like your other interference. And normally, from what WWE has been built on over its entire existence, where it's like, okay, you have the heels, you have the bad guys interfering, you have everyone getting angry at it. It's like, grr, it's happening again. And then you have the counter. And then it's like, okay, then now you have the face, you have the good guy finally overcoming those odds, finally dethroning a heel that people despise at this point. And unfortunately, like every other Roman Reigns match over the past like 4 years, and it just ends up being a fart of an ending. And it's like, yep, no matter how much.
Why are we even here? Kyle knows all of this. It's like
I have been a wrestling fan for quite some time, but as I said, you had the build up, you had the expected payoff, and it's like, nope, LOL, Reigns wins again. Another fart of an ending.
Pretty much, like,
the best way I can describe it, it's like it's like you finally are out of a toxic relationship with WWE. Then night one, you remember what you loved about it, why you were together, and then night two is the reminder of why you broke up in the first place.
She's drunk and making out with your best friend, so it's like,
I'm gonna say this, ladies and gentlemen. I called it on the last show.
Don't start.
I called it on the last show, even though I was not rooting for Roman Reigns, but I called it.
No.
I stated this was going to be an April Fool's joke while we were sitting there saying, Cody Rhodes is going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to be the great white hope.
He's going to cure racism.
And
First of all, doesn't count as an April Fool's joke if it happens the day after April Fool's. The time has passed.
not
Don't give me a Christmas gift on December 27th. All right?
Right.
We don't do that.
Right? Blame WWE on this one.
Look, the thing you have to understand about wrestling, folks, a wrestling match in general is really at its peak when both performers or both sides of the match get to show their best. And unfortunately, with the kind of ending that you got with this Cody Rhodes Roman Reigns match, it did not show Roman at his best.
Yes, it really did.
And that's the problem. Cody was spectacular. You could praise Cody Rhodes day and night for everything that he did with his... We're talking about a man who no more than like midpoint last year had his entire pectoral muscle torn off of the bone, so much to the point that it was all red here, like my shirt. It was as red as my shirt, maybe even deep purple. And he still did a Hell in a Cell match against Seth freaking Rollins with that torn pec and won.
Will you get
and you're going to tell me that Cody's going to lose in this match just because Solo Sikoa comes back out, this time with a hoodie, so this way you couldn't tell who he was, giving him a Samoa spike in the throat, and then that's how Roman wins. From another interference. I cannot remember the last... Yeah, that's the pectoral muscle tear right there.
Ladies and gentlemen.
That earned him Match of the Year last year, as far as all wrestling reporters are stated. You're going to tell me that man lost to a simple thumb to the throat and then followed up with the standard Roman Reigns 1-2 punch.
It was a super spear.
Yeah, and that's the thing. When was the last time you saw Roman Reigns win a match clean?
Not for a long time.
No, and that's the problem. If you really wanted to make this the showcase for him, if you really wanted this WrestleMania to be like the defining moment of his championship run, of him keeping the bloodline, him and his family together, you make the man go clean. You make it so that there is no discernible doubt. But now there's nothing but doubt. And it's like, why should we even care anymore? Because you've taken the goalpost, WWE, and moved it back, and moved it back, and moved it back so many times, I can't tell if it's actually a goalpost or just someone putting up to chase you.
It's basically the golden middle finger at this point.
Yeah.
It's just, Roman. Well, I do agree with the Nightcrawler's statement there. Roman beating Cody would make Cody look weak. Yes and no. With how much Roman has been pushed, with how strong he has been made to look, it wouldn't be as weak as most would think. It's not like saying you're losing clean to R-Truth.
Right.
So it's like, and you're losing, and it's the you're welcome. And it is still the main event of WrestleMania. You're losing to someone who's held the title for, I think it's over 2 years at this point.
Yeah, it is.
It's like losing to him clean. You're not going to look weak. But even then, it's just like the same old crap.
Vince,
for lack of a better, that the analogy of having it be a fart of an ending. It's a fart that reeks of Vince.
Yeah.
So they will say that they had this planned for weeks ahead of time and everything.
But
and mind you, the original plan for this WrestleMania was supposed to be Roman Reigns versus his cousin, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. But obviously, Dwayne turned it down because he didn't have enough time between Black Adam and Fast Act or whatever movies he's doing where they're not performing like they used to. And he wasn't able to get physically conditioned because you do have to get physically conditioned for this sort of thing.
Oh,
Look at
absolutely.
someone like Logan Paul. Look, I may not like Logan Paul.
A lot of us
I think a
don't.
lot of people don't like Logan Paul.
But his performance,
Yes, you cannot deny the fact that that is a guy who put in the time and the work. We rarely see that from celebrities. We've seen it maybe from like Stephen Amell, Bad Bunny, and yes, Logan Paul, someone who actually takes it seriously. So yeah, obviously, if The Rock didn't think he was going to be able to get himself in fit shape to make it look realistic, wasn't going to do it.
Yeah,
and
which is
so
fine.
supposedly, this is what the trades say. Roman wasn't going to lose to Dwayne.
No.
So why would he lose to anybody else? I'm like,
so
because it makes sense if you do.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, if he loses to The Rock, okay, that's fine. If he beats The Rock, okay, whatever. It's just same old crap.
Right,
but it's like we had that moment in night one.
Right.
You had it. It was in the palm of your hand, and you swerve for the sake of swerving. You do that on just like an off show like No Way Out or even Backlash or whatever. This is WrestleMania. This is your ultimate show. This is your flagship, and you do this.
It's
well,
like that.
Okay, not that says necessarily like.
I'm gonna interrupt real quick. It's
Yeah,
like
go
that,
ahead. Go ahead.
It's like that commercial with the guy with the pole with the fishing pole.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he put that dollar there.
Oh Jesus!
Gotta be quicker.
Gotta be quicker than that.
All right.
But on real, well, let's be real. We knew something like this was gonna happen. Some of us did. I was hoping Cody Rhodes was gonna pull it off, especially on night one when we saw the Usos lose to Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. We was like, yes, there's about to be a moment where it's going to break Roman Reigns' confidence.
The reaction was amazing. It like registered on like the Richter scale. It was that loud.
Wait, Nightcrawler said, I think the Hell in a Cell injury is the reason Cody Rhodes didn't win.
No. Cody Rhodes didn't win simply because Roman has too many people helping him. That's what it really boils down to. You need an army to go after Roman Reigns.
And they had that with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Which
but
I understand it's still 4v3 plus Paul Heyman, but
yeah, trust me, Cody wouldn't even be in that match if they didn't take the time for his pec to heal.
Right.
He made damn sure that he was completely fit again, so that there was no doubt in anyone's mind that Cody wasn't fit to be in the match.
Yeah,
right.
And it's like the reason why he went from Act 1 straight to Act 3 was because of the injury. Fine, because it didn't have as much time as before.
Right.
Fine, that I could understand. But it's like, so what if it went right to Act 3? It's WrestleMania. It's Act 3, period. Like, a lot of the storylines, they end quickly. But here's the thing. You're still writing the storylines. If you feel you made a mistake, okay, rectify it in the next pay-per-view.
Right.
Send the people home happy. Now, it's like you want them to go home saying, that was an amazing match. Okay, if the heel won, great. But they're not going home saying, okay, that was amazing. I can't wait to see the next one. They're going home saying,
you got screwed.
Why did I just waste all this time and money for this?
Right. And the fact of the matter is, a stinker of an ending like that can take away from the rest of the achievements that were happening, not just on night 2, but WrestleMania overall. There was some phenomenal match. Not to necessarily take away from like Romans and Cody, but I do want to point out that there was like 2 full nights of great wrestling. Some greater than others. I would have to say my matches that probably went better than this match. You had Charlotte Flair and
Rhea Ripley.
That was a phenomenal women's match. And mind you, yes, Charlotte Flair, the lineage that she has, the genetic upkeep that she has, she is pretty much the apex of women's wrestling. But
Right.
Rhea is a beast. All right.
Thank
Mhm. Oh, absolutely. And it's like that was probably Charlotte's best match in a while, but she is essentially the female Roman Reigns, where
I could see that. Yeah. Yeah.
where it's basically she's booked to win all the time. And honestly, half the time those matches end up just being bore fest. This one was good. This one I will give that it was good, but I feel it was good because of Ripley and not because of Charlotte.
That's fair. That's fair. And mind you, storyline aside, between like their history at WrestleMania 2020 and how that completely just put Rhea under the rug for a while with that loss. I feel like if you were going to go ahead and put Rhea Ripley up against somebody at WrestleMania, you don't do it against Becky, you don't do it against Asuka, you don't do it against Bianca. You do it up against possibly the epitome of everything that Rhea isn't.
Mm-hmm.
This is like yin and yang with these two. You have the pedigree, the lineage of everything that Charlotte Flair, old school wrestling, the overall experience given to her, versus someone like Rhea Ripley, who's gone ahead and really just dug herself a niche. Like I remember back when she was blonde. Most people can't think back that far. The minute she went edgy, even back at NXT, before she joined the Judgment Day, she has slowly climbed the ladder more so than anybody else, and she has made every spoke worth it. Yeah, that dude. Those are like the old school days now. But yeah, it was complete, like, good versus evil to a certain extent. So much for that some people didn't even know who to root for. That's the kind of match I like. I don't want there to necessarily be a straight up, good guy Cena type versus an Austin Theory who everyone despises. I want there to be a race. I want there to be like, you know what? I don't care what your motives are. You're doing a damn good job. Keep doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. Going back to the earlier comment, is this Charlotte's best match ever? It's definitely one of her. I would say it's one of her top 5 at the very least,
but not her best match ever.
I think her best match ever was the one against
Sasha Banks.
Yes, the
Which
one against her and Sasha Banks.
Her and Sasha Banks were like trading back, like they were doing Pokemon cards.
First match
that belt went everywhere.
Yeah. Day. I agree with Day. I think it was her first, the first face off between the two.
Yeah.
I don't know, that cage match was pretty good too.
It was. Those are 2 in the top 3, sure.
But that first match between her and Sasha Banks was like a very well polished storytelling at its best.
It had all the aspects that made a good match. It was good in the ring and outside the ring.
Right.
Yeah, and I will say possibly the best matches of both nights were the ones that really had like a good amount of storytelling to it.
Yes.
Case in point, outside of obviously the drip of Seth freaking Rollins going up against Logan Paul, which is why I'm doing my color coding the way I am. Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio.
Brought to you by Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
The taste you can see.
Look,
Daddy's Belt brought to you by Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
There was so much branding on this show. Let's not even start, all right? I don't want to get into like the Mike's Harder lemonade of that triple threat on Sunday.
But there were 2 matches in particular where the branding was a little absurd.
Yeah.
It was this one and the Sheamus Gunther Drew McIntyre one that was brought to you by Mike's Harder lemonade.
No. Because here's the thing. It's not like they brought a Mike's Harder lemonade down to the ring with them.
Yes.
Logan Paul brought a giant blue Prime bottle.
But at least that was
with
his
ASI on the inside.
Yes. Yeah, at least that one actually played into the match. Yeah, TurboTax both nights, sure. But TurboTax's replay.
Wait. Prime.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
oh
at
my
least
God.
that was involved with the match. It made it that made it more entertaining, in my opinion. And then it also gave him enough padding to take the bump that he did, because he was like, it's like looking at it, it's like just in like the later shots of him like on the gurney, you see how thick that padding is to take
Just like
the
Prime
bump he
itself,
did.
with its gelatinous mouthfeel.
Yes, exactly. Was it made of Prime? Who knows? But it was
I mean, it's gonna dehydrate, it did
that was an
protect.
entertaining finish. It was cheesy as hell, but entertaining.
Right. And who's to say we won't get more on the next pay-per-view, since we'll be in
Mhm.
Puerto Rico for Backlash, and Logan Paul lives in Puerto Rico now, so. But I do want to see Bad Bunny getting in there too. I would like to see Dominic versus Bad Bunny for the next one, because pretty much anybody, look, for as much involvement as like Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns had with the Bloodline and with Zayn and Owens, everybody who was anybody that was connected to these two people came into this match. You had Finn Balor, you had Damian Priest, you had Bad Bunny, you had the Latino World Order, you had Ray's wife and his daughter.
Mhm.
The daughter got the water thrown on her. It's like, come on, man.
Yep.
And she
Oh,
was
yeah.
ready to fight her own brother. It was like, I'm gonna
I
kill
was
her.
I was half expecting her to jump over and get involved.
Yeah.
It's because it's like yeah, the storyline was meh for the most part, but it was still built up. There was this was the payoff of the match. They even had a segment during Rey Mysterio's Hall of Fame speech where Dom like got up and walked out.
Yeah,
And
they rarely ever do something like that where they actually play
yeah.
the storylines into the Hall of Fame ceremony.
Mhm.
That's usually supposed to be like
Yes.
a realm out of time where you're just
Mhm.
appreciating the wrestlers and their lineage. But no, they played into it. And he even
Mhm.
said, I'll take
Yeah.
care of that tomorrow night. I'm like, damn, man, they are really
Yep.
going in with this.
Yeah.
And I dare
Mhm.
say, best entrances of both nights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dom's and Ray's.
I was actually halfway hoping that when I saw Ray starting his entrance in the lowrider, I was kind of hoping that they may have mistimed it to have him start a little sooner to get stuck behind the police car.
Right.
That would have been funny. But basically, yeah, no, the entrances were phenomenal. The homages to the Rey Mysterio, the homage that Ray paid to Eddie Guerrero was nice. It started out really yeah, exactly. It started out really good, and while I was kind of hoping that there was like a trampoline step so he can just boom jump right out the sky, REY Mysterio right onto that gigantic ass ramp, that probably would have been that's the only way I could see it would have made it better. But
By the way,
yeah,
lovely note on Dom wearing the mask of like that Eddie had during like his
Phantom
Halloween
mask.
Havoc days back in WCW.
Yep.
That was a great homage.
Yeah.
Yep, the Phantom mask. That was great. And then
Now-
and yeah, you had Dom come out with the Phantom mask, and then you had Ray coming out with the Muda mask.
Well, yeah, it was definitely like half Great Muda homage with
Mhm.
like the bigger
Yes.
cheeks and everything.
Mhm.
But also, it was the Flash. All right, we've seen him do the Flash before.
Yes.
He
But no, it
plays up
was-
to any superhero he can.
Yep. Exactly. Yep. Halloween Havoc 97. Very good. Nice.
Look
That-
at you, Tyler. All right,
little
all right,
factoid
good
there.
man,
Very
good man.
nice.
Oh, Tyler knows his stuff.
Good
He,
stuff.
he knows some things. Yes.
Oh yeah. But yeah, no, that match turned out to be really, really good, and even with the the absurd product placement, but that made the memes, but the match was still good.
Right.
Right.
But I do have to ask you both. We're talking about like how great WrestleMania was and everything. Obviously, we didn't like how Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes ended, but it
Yeah.
was still a decent match.
Yeah.
What was your worst match of both nights?
Worst match overall?
I would have.
Yes.
I got one. I really had to say the Miz surprisingly faced Shane McMahon.
I don't even classify that as a
No.
match.
I can't even count that as a match.
I don't count those. I don't
You don't
count
count
those
it as a match?
No.
in terms of legitimate matches.
Okay, legit.
When the guy gets injured on his own power within the first minute,
Like
So
father, like
much so
son.
that Snoop Dogg has to pull the audible
Yes.
and actually complete the match himself with, I have to admit,
Great.
one of the funniest people's elbows I've ever
Mhm.
seen impersonated by
You're right.
somebody.
No. I will say this: they pulled the audible off very well. Out of all the ways they could have gone about it, that was good. Very good heads up play. Very good audible. It created entertainment
Right.
instead of another fart.
Right.
But I give Snoop Dogg the Miz credit for being able to pull that one off
Yeah, no, Miz
as
just rolled with it,
seamlessly as
obviously.
they could, given that Shane basically pulled a Vince and tore a quad within 15 seconds of the match. So
Now-
like father, like son.
You could have avoided this if you had actually brought in, I don't know, Bobby
Anyone?
Lashley or LA Knight or one of the hundreds of other talents that you actually have in the roster, instead of calling up the generic geriatric son of Vince. For what
He's in
reason?
his 50s, I think.
Yeah, but let's face it, with as many things as he's put himself through and he's dived off
Yeah,
of
oh
over
my
the years,
God.
he's as old as his father.
I'm amazed the guy can still walk.
Well,
Yeah.
obviously he can't.
Well, not anymore. But fine. I'm also surprised the guy still has
He's gonna be
any
like Vince was, and he's just gonna be like sitting there on the ring. It's like
more along the lines. I'm actually more surprised he's able to even be cognizant after that bump he took against Kurt Angle. That one match where the glass did not break, and he basically landed head first on concrete. Yeah, no, that. Look that one up on
I
YouTube.
saw that. I know what you
that one's gruesome to watch, because it's like, oh my God, it's like, yeah, he's
did a little
fallen
bit
from
too much,
ridiculous heights,
jumping and jiving before he got into thing.
but no, I'm entertained by Shane on occasion, but
Yeah, here comes the money to pay for your
Yes.
health insurance.
Oh, yeah, exactly. But no, in terms of worst match over the two shows for me, I would have to go the John Cena Austin Theory match.
I really was about to say that now.
Yeah,
Really? The
it's
first one.
I would say, but also it's like John Cena, he still tries to put on some matches. Fine, he does not have the movement that he once did. Austin Theory is not as good. Not yet. There goes the money. Very nice, but yes, and yes, Shane was absolutely gassed from
There
running
goes
down
the
the
money.
ramp. But yeah, oh no, the memes are fantastic so far. But for someone tearing his quads, the memes are fantastic.
Yeah.
But going back to the crappy actual match, John, yeah, it's like I Cena's good for like the appearance or two, but he needs to be with someone who can move along with the match, who can keep it good. Austin Theory is not that person, and even then, bringing out the herd of the Make-A-Wish kids to only see John Cena lose, half those kids are now going to die of no hope.
Oh God!
Wow.
Wow! Ouch!
Sorry,
Kyle taking no prisoners.
Wow!
I don't take no, but no, that was. It's like you're when you tried out all the Make-A-Wish kids to watch John Cena lose at WrestleMania. That's not good.
Wow!
You don't do that.
No. I did not expect Kyle to say that, and that
Going off script, I guess.
You know what that remind me of?
What?
It's a South Park reference.
I know, but another movie with was it Marlon?
Yep. There you go. That's the exact reference. Thank you.
Oh my God! When the kid was hoping, he was like, he's gonna be the next hope, and then the guy get knocked out. And the guy was overweight. The champion was overweight.
But yeah, if it's not the John Cena match, I would say the Brock Lesnar versus Omos match. That was another one that was
okay.
Nah.
Here's the thing, yeah, the Cena Theory match, I can understand people griping about it because they expect a certain amount from Cena, and unfortunately, it comes into the same conversation that we had with Dwayne Johnson. You know, if you don't necessarily have the time to get yourself into working condition, which I dare say John probably wasn't in as working condition as he could have been, then it's going to show.
Right.
Now, the thing is, Brock and Omos Omos, Oreos, whatever you want to call them. That wasn't as bad of a match as I thought it could have been because you are still working with the guy's strengths. The only problem is Omos is just so damn huge. It's like Brock Lesnar giving him any kind of like toss or anything. That's basically like Omos like jumping and falling into bed. You know, that's like the size there. It's nothing. If that had been like if that had been Rey Mysterio, he would have been flying through the ropes. But for this, it's like a nothing drop.
Right.
Well, Brock Lesnar has done that to giants before. Like he did that to the Big Show.
Yes, but the Big Show was a lot heavier compared to Omos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
well,
I mean,
he also did, I think he also did that to Khali as well.
Scrawny little legs can carry it.
Yeah, Khali, he did that to.
Yeah, he's basically slammed all the big guys. And yes, I do agree. Cena should have kicked out of one finisher, at least. But
he did it for the kids.
He did it for the kids.
Yeah, but I will say probably the worst match really was the women's showcase. Simply because I don't know what you were showcasing there. I don't know who you really had to show for that. I mean, it was maybe a foregone conclusion that the only one that was actually like a tag team being Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, two UFC people, which, of course, that match happened right after Brock, so it was like UFC winner after UFC winner. Them winning was no surprise.
Right.
Yeah,
but
sadly.
At least I can say, in comparison, the men's showcase on Saturday night was able to really showcase all four of those tag teams spectacularly. Their strengths, their finishers, everything really popped off in ways that even Otis, even Big Sweaty Otis, as Titus O'Neil kept calling him, was able to showcase properly. This match didn't even showcase its winners that much. It showcased like all the other women who tried to do things, but it just looked overly complex, especially with Chelsea Green just flopping all over the place. And all these two did was come in at the end, put in submission. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who was this match really helping? And that's when I go back to it, where it's like a good match is where everybody gets to shine. I don't feel like anybody shined in this thing. It was just an excuse to get them on the card.
Yeah, usually those are built to be spot fests, and this one ended up not being it.
Or was it really?
How do you mean?
Well, sorry for going a little bit off topic. We already heard the announcement, right?
Yes.
So, WWE is officially sold to UFC.
Their parent company, Endeavor.
Yes.
Who owns
their
UFC.
parent company. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So basically, they're essentially they're gonna pretty much merge.
Yeah, basically UFC and WWE are now like brother and sister under Daddy Endeavor.
Yeah.
Which gives a whole new meaning to the word future endeavors.
Mm-hmm.
Some people getting fired.
Honestly, there's going to be a bunch of people that are probably going to be looking for jobs in the coming weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. We wish you luck in your future endeavors from Endeavor. But yeah, so it's going to be an interesting.
Future endeavors are not with Endeavor; they're somewhere else.
There you go.
Find a company called Future.
Yes. So, which is, I think that may have played into Rousey getting the win. Why Brock got the win, because they're all very much associated with UFC.
Mm-hmm.
So
I dare say that's probably why Roman got the win too. Because if you're going to go ahead and you're going to make the business happen, which I hate to go, outside baseball here on this sort of thing. I know there's inside baseball and then there's outside baseball.
And yes, two people from NXT did leave today. I don't remember the names exactly, but no, you're absolutely right, Tyler. Two people did leave today. It was a tag team.
Seriously?
I'm gonna have to check and see what that is. But yeah, the fact of the matter is, like, if you're going to go ahead and you're going to like show off your company, like WrestleMania was basically like it's it's a big showcase to show to Endeavor and probably anyone else that wanted to make a bid. This is what we can do. This is what we can offer.
Which
So,
makes
are you going to go ahead and start the new correlation with Endeavor and UFC with a brand new champion who used to work for the other company, or your tried and true, been here for a year champion? And I hate
honestly,
that the politics have to get into it.
yeah, honestly, for me, I would have gone with Cody, because yeah, it may not be as tied and as a tried and true
Oh
guy.
no, Grizzly,
Yeah,
the,
Grizzly Young
the
Veterans there,
dyad, the dyad left.
hmm
Oh no.
Yep. But
Oh,
no, I actually personally I would have gone with Cody, because it would have created that WrestleMania moment that they could have pushed as part of the sale. They could have shown the crowd the happy super duper crowd reactions, like, this is what we create. This is our product. This is what we can do for our fans. This makes us all happy. And then but instead now they make the sale, and their go home image is of people going,
yeah, no, it doesn't place them in the best
so
light, but
no,
as
it
far
doesn't.
as like knowing that they have a strong platform to jump off from,
They could have gotten that with anyone. They could have gotten that with Cody winning as well, in
look,
addition to creating the
I'm not
moment.
saying it's the right idea. I'm just simply saying I understand it. I don't like it, but I understand it.
It apparently the 1,000-day reign milestone is, I guess that is the important thing now that they're going to be going for, because they keep burning all the other bridges. They keep burning all the other potential moments. But
Well, who's the one that had the 1,000-day marker? Was it Hogan?
no, it was let me look it up.
Oh wow.
I thought it was Hogan because they were trying to like maybe like phase out Hogan a bit because Lord knows he's had
I
his
don't think
issues
I
in the
don't
past
think it
few years.
was I don't think it was it wasn't San Martino. It was who was it? Who was it? I'm going to remember the guy's name later, and that's the annoying part. But
Mention in the comments if you know who's
there you go,
they're trying to
Tyler. I need you to do a quick bit of research if you want.
step.
But no, it was like an older guy. I think it was like Perez or something like that. But or yeah, for some reason my mind keeps thinking Pedro Pascal. And nope, that's not it. No, it's not
No.
CM Punk. Definitely not CM Punk. It's not. It's not.
No,
Punk.
the minute the Mandalorian gets into wrestling, man. Oof.
Yeah. Well,
No, Punk was only
you,
at like 500 some odd days. He was just a little bit over a year.
you know who's going to be the next title holder for WWE? Conor McGregor.
God no.
No, that's probably going to be next WrestleMania.
Wait,
Dude,
Mark it right now.
I would
mark it
sooner
right now.
take Spider Silva as the U.S. champ
Mm-hmm.
than have Conor come in
Nope.
with his
I have a
caterwauling.
very big feeling that they're basically going to use WWE to basically showcase UFC guys.
It's not true. It's impossible.
Yeah.
No,
But
no.
yeah. So honestly, I think with this merger, we're going to see a lot more UFC fighters make appearances and be involved in WWE storylines, more so than say like than say Silva or Rousey or Lesnar, or I think what the hell was the guy? He faced off against Lesnar couple like a year or so ago. I forget. I don't know. It's just so many.
I don't know. They had
names.
Daniel Cormier in the audience.
Yeah, they did. Yes, they did. And then they also still have the interactions with all the NFL players, like George Kittle. But
Yeah, Kittle was there twice.
Yeah, yes, he was.
And actually got involved in a match with
he did.
the Miz.
With Patty Mac.
Well, I'm gonna put my hat out.
Okay.
Davion, the new world champion.
I wouldn't say WWE as per se. We all know I'm a huge fan of wrestling. but I'm not a huge fan of this individual.
Oh no.
Ryan, you know who I'm talking about.
Why?
This guy disrespected me at New York Comic Con.
Oh jeez.
He didn't show up last year. But I will say this. Tony Khan, you have a pain in the neck that's in that.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, what's up?
I remembered who it was. Sorry, Pedro Morales. My mind sucks.
No, it's
Sorry.
okay. This guy asked for a fight. Only reason I didn't give him this is because I had respect and I had dignity. And I love my New York Comic Con. But Tony Khan, make this match happen. Me versus MJF for the AEW title.
Dude,
I'd pay for
CM
it.
Punk will be back in AEW before that happens for you.
Tony Khan, make
I'll watch
it
that match. I'll watch it.
I'll watch it, but I'm putting my money on MJF.
Oh yeah, of
Okay.
course.
You can put your money on it, but don't be surprised if that money is gone.
Yes, and
Will I
replace
dress
George
as Red
Hill.
Hood? Oh my God. That would be
No, for the amount of money I'll make, I was like, I'll just give them all, and they'll take all of my money and just
I
simply
would
give
do
me
it.
a gold brick. It'll just be a singular gold brick that'll quantify how much I've won.
Shut up and take my money.
Yeah, I will dress up as Red Hood as my intro and take them on in my cosplay outfit.
Side note on the comment there.
Yeah.
No, CM Punk is not AEW's last hope at this point.
He really
he
not.
burned that chance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh
if
my
he
God,
does
did he
come
burn
back,
that
he is
chance.
going to have to make a lot of recompense.
Oh yeah, he basically destroyed his time in AEW. If he pops back, fine, but it's gonna take a lot on everyone's end to make that happen again. I will sooner see, he has a better chance of popping up in Impact before popping back up in AEW.
Right.
Which
Better
I
chance-
wouldn't mind, because there's some people over there that would be pretty interesting. I'd love to see him and Bully Ray mix it up. Just the war of words would be funny.
Bully Ray will potato him so badly. Yeah, no.
Wow.
Yeah, he will. No, Bully Ray will dent him.
No, but I'd like to see him go up against Alexander and
Oh, yeah.
Sammy Callahan.
Oh, absolutely. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. The matches will be good, but when you get with someone like Bully Ray involved again, if he's in a match against CM Punk, he's going to get a potato right to the head at least once during that fight. But yeah, no, he will. I think there's a better chance of him appearing in WWE or Impact before he's back in AEW.
Right. And also amends with UFC.
Yes.
Oh yeah, no. Now that UFC and WWE are going to be
I will say,
siblings,
I watched
there is no way he is going back to WWE.
Oh,
not
definitely.
knowing that like Dana White and everyone was within an earshot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's no, you're absolutely right. It's so in that case, where would he go? It's because he burned his bridge with AEW. He burned his bridge with UFC, and now as such WWE again.
I mean,
so the only place left would be Impact.
The legitimate place for him to make amends would probably be New Japan, because I think
Yeah.
you go to New Japan for not necessarily to like make a name for yourself, but to upgrade yourself to the next level.
Right.
Those that go to New Japan Pro Wrestling don't go there for the accolades. They don't go there for the money. They don't go there for the television spots. They go there for the love of the sport and to work with the very best on the other side of the world.
Yes.
Right.
If Punk wants to add any new legitimacy to his name and his legacy, that's the place you go. You go there for a year and you come back even stronger, better, a wiser person, and you'll be welcomed.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I mean, it's doing wonders for Mercedes Moné or Money or however you say
Yeah.
it now.
Sasha Banks,
Sasha.
formerly
Yeah.
known as Sasha Banks.
And it's done wonders for other people that have gone over there too, whether it be
Yeah.
Kenny Omega, whether it be John Moxley.
Omega
These
versus
are all
Jericho
people that
is
went there
Mm.
and made a new name for themselves when their name was Mud.
Yeah. Well, Omega and Jericho's match was phenomenal out there.
Yeah.
Like that catapulted both of them into even more limelight, which enhanced AEW when that formed.
And mind you, they weren't
AJ
strong chickens
Styles
when
as
they went
well.
out there. They were like just starting with their middle ages.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, AJ Styles too, sure. And now we're getting probably Jay White, the past leader of Bullet Club. He may be coming over to Monday Night Raw tonight.
It'll be an interesting Raw, but unfortunately, I don't think I really want to watch I would rather read about the results for WWE for the going forward for at least a little while.
I still want to see how the audience reacts because you know how the audience can get on the Monday after Raw.
Depends on where. LA is not as rowdy in terms of WWE crowds.
Given that ending, though, I think they would be.
It's certainly possible.
If nothing else, definitely for Roman or any one of the Bloodline if they showed up.
Yeah. Yes, but it's not a guarantee like say like New York City or next year Philadelphia.
Oh no! If I'm going to the Raw after Mania in Philadelphia, I am bringing like protective riot gear. All right, I am bringing a helmet. I'm bringing a shield. I'm bringing a stick to defend myself.
Which also gives me reason to think that over the next year we're going to see involvement with some ECW guys getting involved, which will end up popping up eventually in terms like storyline. Eventually pop up at WrestleMania in Philly.
So in other words, more Paul Heyman guys.
Like I expect maybe Tommy Dreamer popping in there. Like a lot of them are involved with Impact right now.
Yeah, and a lot of them have seen better days. Like I don't want to see them try to almost kill themselves.
Oh my god! After the beatings their bodies have taken over the years, oh absolutely. But I think we'll probably see like RVD pop in there.
Mm-hmm.
RVD is probably the only one that can really still go, to be honest.
Right now, yes, because he's not the one. He's not like under major contract, like say like Bully Ray.
No, for RVD, it's the power of sex and porn. You know, it all works for him.
But you're gonna see ECW twists. You're gonna see ECW references. You're gonna be seeing and hearing a lot of that. Yeah, Sandman probably.
Oh no, Sandman looks terrible.
He absolutely does. But given enough makeup, given enough or given the right storyline role, just have Sandman walk through the crowd with a kendo stick. Beer. Yeah, exactly. He'll probably do something with like Stone Cold. Like the beer and then someone takes a stunner, or it's like it'll be him, Stone Cold, and then some other schmuck. They all do the beer. Stone Cold gives the stunner, and Sandman whacks him over the head with a stick.
No, Nightcrawler. No one from ECW ever retires. They either just technically wrestle or they die.
Like Sabu. But
yeah, no, they never retire.
No, but no, we'll probably see like Mick Foley popping in there, Cactus Jack, Chainsaw Charlie popping in there. With Terry Funk. So we'll probably see people who have associations with ECW popping up in storylines throughout the year.
CM Punk was a former ECW champion under the WWE banner.
Yes, he was.
But
then again, so was Vince.
That's still under the WWE banner. I'm talking about before.
Put Vince in the ring versus Sandman
with the do-rag and all.
Two geriatrics just going at it.
Do-rag McMahon. But
wait. Did we see how Vince McMahon looks now?
You mean how he looks like the father from the Brack show?
Yes, he got a mustache.
Little pencil stash.
Yeah.
Just
like
he looks horrible.
He's trying to hide himself.
We need y'all to post that right now, producer.
I don't think Taz might make an appearance, but he's under big contract with AEW as an
but AEW is likely to go ahead and like sign off on like, hey, you can have him for a day.
Yes,
Khan would
which
do
is why
that.
I'm kind of surprised that that we didn't see a Christian appearance in the Edge Finn Balor match.
Hey, if we're not getting Gangrel, we're not getting Christian.
But that's the thing. I was hearing rumors that that Gangrel was backstage, as was Christian.
Probably.
But then again, that match also got cut short due to the nice little gash that Finn Balor took during that match.
Don't say gash and then show me that picture, please.
Yeah, the quads. The quads.
That's good.
Oh, he's like a child wearing a muscle suit.
Yeah, Vinny Mac. But yeah, no,
He's
it's
like that one old guy at the club that is just trying to get like a younger woman, so you're just pulling him away for their safety.
Well, that's basically Vince McMahon in a nutshell.
Exactly.
But
well, that's how last year. That's all the whole selling of the company started.
Yep. But yeah, so but going back to the Brood Edge Finn Balor Hell in a Cell match, which overall was okay. I think it could have been better, but I did hear reports that match did get cut, or it did get shortened due to the nice little cut that Finn Balor received due to the ladder.
That was like oral maxillofacial surgery.
That's going to be a couple stitches.
Yeah.
But the reason why it took like 5 minutes is because they were basically they were getting it to stop bleeding because can't have blood anymore because Peacock, even on Wrestlemania.
Yeah, no, they showed Edge for the whole time, and during that time they just put a numbing agent on the scar, and then they used together.
They basically used what they used during in boxing matches. They basically brought out a cut man or a cut woman or a cut person, someone.
Mm-hmm.
They brought out the medical team to basically stop the cut at least long enough, staple it back together to at least allow them to do the finish. So I think that there may have been something planned involving Gangrel and Christian, but they just it's like, we're just going to wrap it up and do the solo concerto, because being that he did the solo concerto, it makes me think that it was going to originally be an Edge and Christian concerto.
Right.
But they had to get cut due to the cut. But yeah, so it's unfortunate finish. It's an unfortunate event to happen in what could have been probably one of the better matches of the night. Definitely one of the ones that a lot of people look forward to. And given the intros, given the intros for Edge,
you mean Edge
and
looking like
yes,
disco ball demon?
Yeah, something like that. But Edge's the start of his intro was very Brood heavy.
Yeah.
They even had well, of course they had the ad tie-in with the Pope, like the Pope's
exorcist.
Yeah, the Pope's exorcist. So they had that tie-in. They were laying it on thick with the whole.
How much do you think they paid Russell Crowe just for that little speech?
God, more than what I see in a year at least.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so they had all the references that the announcers mentioned Gangrel and Christian by name. And being that Christian is involved with AEW, the only reason he would ever get mentioned is if they were planning something inside that.
Well, no, I think under Triple H, creative has become a little bit wiser to the fact that it makes us look stupid if we don't acknowledge things outside of WWE.
Right.
There's a Gangrel image for you.
Yes.
But
Gangrel in his prime.
Yep.
But
the fact is they still laid it on heavy enough that you probably would have expected at least an appearance of one of them.
Yeah.
And given like the colors of everything and just how the match was beginning to play out with Edge slowly going crazier and crazier.
Oh yeah.
I think that those spots were cut due to the we can only get Finn Balor in for like 5 more, like a couple more minutes, so wrap it up, get to a finish, and thus Edge solo concerto.
Well, that's the thing. It's like after the match, they were just like extending time, whatever they could
Oh
with
yeah,
commercials and
they had to
everything.
clean the ring.
I think to fill out the time. It didn't take them that
Well,
long to
it was both,
bring up the cell and change the mat. It was
but
more or
it
less the
still
fact that they
required some
needed
time.
to prep.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. And then you had the filler with Ms. Snoop and old Shaney boy, but yeah. So no, that's an
Here comes the
unfortunate.
injury.
Yep.
Here comes the injury.
Injury.
Owie, 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 owie. Oh God, my ACL, my ACL, my ACL, my ACL.
ACL,
I
ACL,
hope we
yo.
don't get attacked by this. By shit.
Ring, bringing him to the emergency.
Cling, cling,
Seriously,
cling,
get
ring.
that
There
old
goes
man
the
off the screen.
ambulance.
Come on now.
No, we are getting way too many. We're having way too much fun over someone actually experiencing a pretty bad injury.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I
As-
hope we
Well,
don't
you
get
know what?
Like, I
Sir
feel
said
bad
right.
for the
The last
guy,
time he
but
inserted himself in a match too much, he ended up getting
yeah,
fired.
yep. And
So
it
maybe
got
just
to the point.
stop being in matches.
Oh
Oh,
my
God.
god.
There's a South
man.
Park reference right there.
That's not wrestling.
Yes,
So-
it
so-
is wrestling. It's just not the wrestling we talking about.
So, someone's got to do a Vince run to the truck out there who's in control of this. But yeah, no,
Mercy.
it was two really unfortunate events right after each other, with the cut on Balor and the Shane O'Mac's.
Yeah, that's the thing. When as smooth
knee.
as Saturday night went, Sunday night looked like, Road Dogg was behind everything.
It felt like it
didn't
was
look
booked
right.
differently. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it felt like the person who booked night 1 was not the same person that booked night 2.
No, it's like they split off responsibility, and it's like, oh, I'll do what he's doing, but
Yeah.
different.
And it's like I got even going into it, I was like, okay, night 2 is going to have a lot of. Night 2 has a tough act to follow.
Yeah.
So it's like I didn't expect it to be as good as night 1. But it definitely didn't even meet a lower expectation for the most
It was
part.
a load, all right.
A load is something, which you can see as right above the lip of Vince. But yeah, over the best match of the night though, I will have to. I actually want to give it to. Segue to the best match before we wrap it up. Best match
We've been
overall.
talking about wrestling for a while. Hope nothing
We
else
have
in
been.
sports happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something like an NCAA final last night and tonight. But yeah, no, it's best match of the night. I want to give to Gunther, Sheamus, and Drew McIntyre.
Yes.
For Sunday, yes, absolutely.
Yes.
No,
Yeah, for Sunday night, absolutely.
That was just. That wasn't even. I don't even know if that was necessarily wrestling. That was just straight brawling.
That was big meaty men slapping meat.
What? Literally slapping meat.
Mm-hmm.
There isn't a single chest that didn't look like it got sunburned.
It was. It's like Sheamus looks like that regardless, but no, you're absolutely right. At the end of it, there was not a chest. There was not a chest that wasn't red in that ring.
Yes.
And it had good build to it. It had good execution in the match, and it's like the heel won, but it was done in such a way that I'm fine with it. It's
the
like
doggy elbow.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the doggy elbow was a moment for sure. But yeah, and I do agree. The lows of night 2 didn't reach the lows of Mania 27 and Mania 32, but it was definitely all the real low points of the night were in night 2.
Yeah.
With the exception of
thing, when you have a show this large now,
slap
the low points are much more noticeable.
Yes.
Because you have now a whole 12 to 14 hours to refresh, to breathe, to recollect yourself before they do it again.
Yeah.
And then it's like you're looking at it with fresh eyes as opposed to being stuck there all day and being like, wow, my God. I mean, yeah, we've been here for 7 hours watching wrestling, but some really good stuff. Was there bad stuff? I might fall asleep during the bad stuff. I don't know.
Well, that's why they stretch it to 2 nights now instead of putting all of them on one night. Absolutely.
But there is a blessing and a curse in that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes.
You know, you don't see really the 2-night events anywhere else except for New Japan Pro Wrestling, and that stuff doesn't get the kind of like eyes on it that this does.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
But yeah,
A doggy elbow, ladies and gentlemen.
doggy elbow.
Their most inebriated move in sports entertainment. Snoop getting high, dropping the elbow.
Elbow.
Well, I think that's why he wears sunglasses inside. But
Well, yeah, that was
Yeah.
the only thing on him he was willing to throw out to the crowd.
that was great. He's like he's
I'm
doing
not
the
taking
elbow.
off
He
this
didn't.
jacket, I'm not
It's like
taking
he
off
lost
this-
his train of thought, and then just like.
Well,
That
no.
was great.
Supposedly, like the ref whispered to him,
Mhm.
"Do a people's elbow."
Yes.
So I was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah," because I mean, what else
That's-
would?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a fan. He could have pulled off
Oh,
a whole
yeah.
bunch of moves, but that's like
Mhm.
one of the safer ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's a
You know,
safe
I
move. It milks the crowd. Absolutely.
I
Wait,
wouldn't have wanted to see
It's a
him
good
do like
move.
maybe a figure 4 or something a little more
Yeah,
complicated.
nothing technical.
Yeah,
But-
just
No,
Just
that
like-
was a very good audible.
yeah.
That out of all audibles to have called, they did this one really well.
He
Yeah.
actually dropped it like a tot. Dropped it like a tot.
Exactly.
Dropped it like a tot.
That's what it is. The doggy elbow is like the first. And
Leave it to
pin
the air, doggy elbow. And yeah, no, it's like, but yeah. So,
But he does. But now he does need like a signature submission move called the dog pound.
Mhm.
Mm.
Maybe like some sort
No,
of like
no,
triangle
Death Row.
cross or something.
No,
Oh,
Death
Lord.
Row. It's gonna be called Death Row.
the death row elbow.
I feel like that's an Undertaker thing that he like
Yep.
retired.
Nah, that was really good. So it's more like, yeah, probably
Yo,
Martha Stewart. There's the tag team. There's the mixed tag match for you.
Yes.
Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart versus
Sure.
Miz
yeah.
and Maurice.
Once Alexa Bliss comes back, tag her back with Braun Strowman, put it up against Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart. I want to see Bliss and Stewart go at it.
Oh yeah, but no, I think what's more Rachel Ray and her husband, but no, I think it's more likely you'll see Miz and Maurice versus Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart.
Dude, I would pay money for that. Absolutely.
That is entertaining.
Yes.
It's one of those. It's like, yeah, it has zero. It doesn't matter at all to anything else that's going on. It's just one of those fluff entertainment matches.
Recliner.
Fucking recliner. Oh god, the Steiner recliner, but done by Snoop Dogg.
Oh god. I mean, would he even be able to like lift anything? Look at like the man's like 100 pounds soaking wet. Like,
Yeah, no,
that's why he has to have a guy
was,
actually roll his blunts for him. All right, the man's got no upper body strength.
Shut up and take my money. I want this. But that was a fantastic audible. The call, they pulled that off well. It sucks that Shane pulled a Vince.
No, it doesn't.
And-
It doesn't
No, it
suck that badly.
Well, no, it sucks because someone actually got hurt. But it doesn't. But the fact that it was Shane and the fact that it was literally what happened to Vince is like, oh, that's horribly hilarious.
I mean, to be fair, everybody got hurt on both
Yes.
nights.
Yes.
All right. Again,
But
like
no,
I
the-
said, even if
but
this
the-
stuff
yeah.
is staged or plotted or rehearsed or whatever, bodies are still in the line. There is
Mhm.
still blood. There are
Absolutely.
still welts. There are still torn things, strained things, whatever have you on the human body. The
was just
fact
one
that
quad.
it was somebody who shouldn't have been out there in the first place
Mhm.
is almost poetic.
Wait, was it both quads?
No,
or
it was just one.
It was
I
just
believe
one.
it was just one, and when
He just like
quad.
stumbled like
Dad got
this. It
both
was-
quads. It was both-
Oh yeah, I know. Daddy got both quads where he runs up and then just drops. Well, I think the same thing kind of happened to Kevin Nash too, but yeah, but no, it was only one quad. But then again, Shane was smart enough to just lay on the ground rather than fight through it. No, smart move, good audible call, and it created a WrestleMania moment. So at the cost of a quad. But yeah, Royal Rumble 2005. It was the one where I believe it was Batista and John Cena both hitting the ground at the same time.
Yes, and Vince was upset because there was
Yep.
no clear winner.
It was like, I can't
What's
believe this.
What's also kind of funny you know the person who was the third person in the ring who was eliminated before that happened? Edge.
Oh.
I could see it. Yeah. All right.
No,
all right.
it was him
No,
because he
myself.
tells that story. It's like because he was walking up the ramp and he sees Vince doing his walk right past him. It's like, oh, I need to get out of there. No, he hightailed it out of Dodge. Smart. One thing about Edge, he's not stupid.
He is an
He is not
opportunist.
stupid. He is, but no, he made the right move there, and then wrestling history was made. But yeah, so that
Wow,
definitely
we've
was a
talked
WrestleMania
about
moment.
this for like over an hour. Good
I
God.
know, but it's hilarious.
Yeah.
But no, now back. Let's put the train back on course. Best overall match, I think. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens winning
No,
over the
Yes.
Usos. I think that was the match of both nights,
Oh,
in my opinion.
no.
In my personal opinion.
No, I agree because you want to know why? Who basically made that camera view when they hit the 1D? I had to give it to Michael Cole. Michael Cole is by far the best commentary I have ever.
Damn it, Michael.
No, he was like,
yeah,
they got him in the 1D. 1D. It's over. Looking at the camera. 1, 2. Sammy kicked down the 1D.
Yeah, when Michael Cole does not have Vince yelling in his ear, he does do a good job. No, I do give the guy credit. He has gotten his commentary has notably improved when Vince is not in his ear.
Yeah, I will say it's a tie for me between this match and the triple threat for the Intercontinental.
Okay.
Because the thing is, if we're talking about like just straight up matches, no funny stuff from the outside, no foreign objects, no interferences, no overbooking.
Yes.
Just clear-cut wrestling matches.
Yes.
Those two are that at its finest.
Yes.
I would almost put Seth Rollins and Logan Paul up there.
Yeah.
But it was
that was definitely one of the
mess.
better nights. No, I agree. That was definitely one of the better
Dominic
ones.
there, but it was overbooked. And the thing is, overbooking can be a detriment because then it takes you out of the match and just makes it a sideshow attraction.
Which is wrestling in a nutshell, but
Okay,
it's like you need the mix. You need the mix of the entertaining of the sideshow matches and the big meaty men slap and meat matches. But yeah, no, I do agree. I do agree. No, the IC title match I think was the best match of night 2.
Mm-hmm.
And no, so you're I do agree that's definitely a good argument for it.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, personally, I would definitely go. I like the Zayn and Owens match, but I also do kind of have like the personal feelings for it because Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are two of my favorite wrestlers ever. So,
because I always
needs a haircut, but otherwise, yeah.
I mean, they ain't no Scotty Too Hottie, but
I also like
Grandmaster Sexy.
Rest in peace.
Little King.
Yep.
Rest in peace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I will say Logan Paul match was really phenomenal. I did not expect that out of somebody that made his living off of social media. And he did a heck of a job. Even though I don't like...
may he never do it again.
No, even though I don't like you.
I mean, you could be talented at it. Doesn't mean I still want to see you on my screen.
Exactly.
If you want to put up the CM Punk defense on that, same idea.
Yeah, no, I do agree. The Logan Paul match was surprisingly one of the better matches of the weekend for sure.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be, but it was.
Yeah, the guy annoys me. Yeah, no, the guy's annoying as hell, but all right.
I love this intro.
Oh yeah.
Oh, his pseudo Shawn Michaels zipline thing.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey guys, I'm coming down." Like, I'm like, "Isn't that Shawn Michaels thing?" But it's much.
I wish he would have fallen
like Owen Hart.
No. Okay, and that note, ladies.
I didn't want to make that joke, but
And
Oh, it's
yeah.
not a joke.
ladies
I'm
and gentlemen,
simply saying it. All right, the
And
man
that-
died on my birthday. All right, you think it doesn't affect me?
Mm.
But dang, Ryan.
Hey, which one's worse? Logan Paul dying like Owen Hart, or what he said about Cena and the Make-A-Wish kids? Make your pick, Day. Make your
We're
pick.
just hitting. We're just hitting all the levels. Cena.
Oh my God.
We're making all the bad jokes tonight.
Wow.
Hey, it only happens once a year.
We're gonna get kicked off of YouTube. After
Yeah,
this.
we are. What the heck, man?
Yo, clip this, put it up. I don't care. I wish he sees it. All right? Logan Paul wants more matches. I'll give him a match. Anything goes.
Oh, 5 minutes ago.
He can bring KSI. He can bring Jake. He can bring his whole family. I got a kendo stick for all of them.
But no,
I
Yeah.
said MJF. Look, if I'm gonna go big, I'm gonna go big.
go big or go home, I guess. But yeah, no, it was an overall good match. Intros were really good. Had a entertaining payoff. Had a bunch of moments inside it, and I will give the guy credit. He definitely worked to make the match as good as it could be. Nah, so
Right.
I do give the guy. I'll give the guy kudos for that.
Well, I think we've talked ad nauseum wrestling for one night.
Yep.
So Day and I, we're gonna go ahead, get out of your hair. We've got another show coming up tonight at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. You can find us on Tales from the Film Set, where we're gonna be talking Mario and all things film.
Woohoo!
But
I came on deliberately just to basically do that outro, but you got to cover it, so we're all good.
yeah, no.
Dude,
Thank
can
you
I
for
tell
having
you,
us
I
on
am
for this.
I did all the stuff in the back. I am freaking wiped. I did not think it was going to be that hard. I went into the thing figuring it's going to be easy. I don't have to talk, all this kind of stuff. The amount of bouncing around I had to do, my God,
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Listen, you guys were absolutely beyond fantastic, but I didn't realize I was going to be this tired.
Hey, that WrestleMania has that effect on people. You think it's just going to be an easy one-night pay-per-view sort of thing? No, you are white, man. That's why I was drinking Jaeger and Inca Cola last night. All right, it was a deal.
You got 3 wrestling fans here who have opinions on
And JT was like, if
WrestleMania.
I had known actually you guys were doing that, I would have been on too.
If wrestling fans have nothing else besides expanded waistlines, it's opinions.
Well, you got a wrestling fan that doesn't. Yeah.
He's like, yeah. By the way, these are my glasses.
Sure.
Right here.
Red Hood. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I still want to face you, MJF. Make the call. Don't be
you go and take care of that. I'll take Logan.
Yeah.
Let the sports people get back to the sports.
I'll take Jake.
Yeah, keep flexing,
Breakfast
Bobby
with
Lashley.
champions.
Yes, Jaeger. Yes.
Woo, Jaeger.
So,
Jaeger.
All right, let's go and prep. All right.
All right.
yeah.
All
We're gonna
right.
talk Mario. It's me, Mario, or more like Chris Pratt. Let's go. Rock.
No.
And-
Okay, I'm signing off.
And for those watching, if you have opinions on WrestleMania 12, by all means leave it for us in the comments. We will be happily comment back at you. And yeah.
Yep. See you in about a half hour, folks.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Definitely catch Tales from the Film Set, and for all of us here at Sports Den.
Later.
Oh wait, are you guys done with the show?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I am so sorry. We wasted the whole episode.
Dude,
Talking about
actually, by the way, I just want to point out we're actually still on, but I don't care about that. No, it's 100% fine. You guys were so freaking awesome. I just let it roll. I was texting back and forth with JD, and we're just like, you know what? Screw it. Let's just go with that. And then down in the comments, we'll talk about NCAA next week. Baseball, we got 6 months of that. Listen, honestly, the way that
Oh my
you guys
God,
ran
guys,
with
I
this-
am so sorry.
Don't apologize. In all seriousness, if you guys want to do this more regularly, we're going to talk seriously. But anyway, conversations for off air. Thanks, guys. Take